Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. We are driving my Challenger SRT8 today, and it looks like it's going to be one of the last nice days of the year here in northern Wisconsin to drive it. So we're gonna hop in, give you kind of an end of the season review here of how my Challenger has held up and why I love this vehicle so much, and honestly why I haven't upgraded yet to a newer Challenger. This is just a beautiful vehicle. It's not marred that bad, but it's just from the California car duster I use. The vehicle is in just perfect condition. So let's hop in, take this bad boy out for a rip. And under the hood of my Challenger SRT8 is the venerable 6.1 liter Hemi V8 made from 2005 until 2010. So this is one of the more rare SRT models with the 6.1 Hemi, which is a rare engine in itself. So that cranks out a whopping 425 horsepower and 420 torques at the stock rating. So this is outfitted here with the catback exhaust and the I believe I have a S and B cold air intake. I have so many different cold air intakes, I'm not totally sure what this one is, but as you can hear, it really makes a nice sound, and this is pushing more than the advertised horsepower. But nonetheless, it is a huge vehicle, weighing in at 4,200-ish pounds, making this the heaviest sports car I have in the fleet, and very, very big to drive. But that doesn't take away of the driving experience. Each of my sports cars has its own experience while driving it, and this just happens to be the biggest show off of them all, I guess, in my opinion. It is just a blast to drive. The Tremec TR6060 manual transmission is notchy in between gears, and it really is smooth while you are in gear. Not a lot of herky-jerkiness. I think this is tuned better than the TR6060 in my Camaro SS. Oh yes. This 6 Hemis just have such a distinct bark to them that not a lot of other vehicles have. Not a lot of other V8s have. The Hemi, in its truest form in the 5.7, is a great engine in itself, and then of course this one being bored out to 6.1 liters is awesome. I think the best Hemi engine ever made. And then of course you have the 6.2 liter Hellcat Hemi engine, along with the 6.4, which I have also had. Alright, we're gonna do a pass here quick. Oh, we had to pass the semi. This definitely gets up to speed very well. Very fast revving engine. Unlike the Camaro and the Corvette, this just spools and revs up so fast. Not spooling in the sense of a turbo, but just getting up in the rev range. And of course you're looking at about a 6250 red line here, which is higher than the 5.7, but this engine revs so freely and so fast that you really just don't realize what speed you are going until you look at the speedometer. It is quite an experience. Now, I do have to say, this is, without a doubt, one of the most comfortable sports cars to drive on the market. Its Bilstein fixed suspension setup is wonderful. You know, you're not looking at a true corner carver in this. You're looking at a straightaway cruiser, along with some of those big wide corners where you're able to go 60-70 miles an hour, 80 even. It's meant for long GT cruising, and some could say this is an awesome GT car because you can do a little bit of everything in it, and the seats really add to it as well. These first generation SRT seats are some of the best seats on the market, hands down. I don't think I've really comfortable as these first gen SRT seats. Even my second gen SRT seating in the Jeep Grand Cherokee, my 2016 that I had, was not as good as this first gen in this Challenger and the 300 that I had. Wonderful seat. Now, if you are wondering about handling, well, having good tires on really makes a difference. I don't have the best tires on this. That would help. But when I was purchasing tires, you know, I realized that this is not a vehicle that I'm going to be handling around a corner like I am with my Camaro or my Corvette. So I just have a set of Toyo Proxys ST3s on. So good in itself, but not the greatest. Now, again, like I said, you're not corner carving in this, so taking corners, you can feel the weight distribution from side to side. You can definitely feel the weight distribution of the car, how everything is up front and nothing is in the back because burnouts are so easy to do. Turn in over each fender, over each wheel is very, very noticeable. This, while it is still, you know, more nimble than a truck or a large SUV, really makes you feel like you're driving a large sedan. And honestly, you sort of are when you think about it, because you have the Charger and you have the 300 that are also based on the LX platform, which those handle wonderfully because their weight distribution is more 50-50 compared to this being 60-40. So, while it is a little on the cumbersome side, it is fast, it is loud, and that makes up for it. And that's ultimately the type of experience that you're getting. Like, as I take this corner right now, I can really feel the weight load up on the right side of the body. And you know that there are some positives to that and there are some negatives to that. Of course, negatives, you know, you're not cornering flat, you're cornering at a little bit of a sway, and positives are you can really feel your braking point in this. I know when this vehicle is going to brake. I know when I've hit my limit with this vehicle, unlike my Corvette where nothing brakes until it brakes. You don't know all the time when you're going to hit your limit with the vehicle. And with this, it's super easy to know when you're going to hit your limit because of the body sway, the body control, the turn in, the steering, everything. It really is a pretty fun driver's car, especially if you want to get loose and spin the rear tires for sure. But enough about the driving. The interior in here is a wonderful place to spend time. I've got, and if you've watched my channel, you realize that I don't like digital too much. I like analog. This is all of the analog stuff that I would ever want in it. I've got heated seats. I've got all my HVAC controls in front of me, not on the screen. I've got the first iteration of the Uconnect screen here, which is great. It's perfect for me, and it gets the job done. I've even got navigation on it, which I probably would not use in today's world because this is a 2009 and now we're in almost 2026. But it's really got all of the buttons I need to love it. I absolutely love it. And some can say what they want about the plastic interior, but it's good enough for me, and honestly, it's a little bit better than my Chevys, to be completely truthful with everyone. In terms of the seating here, back seat space is huge. There's so much back seat space here. You could fit a family of 4, no problem, in this car. It's just ginormous. Oh my goodness. Front seat space, of course, is huge. Your eye of the road, this does sit a little bit higher, so your view of the road and visibility is excellent, excellent, excellent. But over this season of ownership here, I have driven the car, I want to say it's been about 800 miles. I drove a lot in May and June before I got my Corvette and my Camaro, and that's where it got the brunt of the driving. But I've had 0 issues with this car except just putting on tires, but that's normal maintenance, wear and tear. Otherwise, I have had 0 issues with this car. I just do an oil change on the vehicle every season, and that 2,483 miles on it, so not a ton, but enough to really understand the car well and really come to love the vehicle. I mean, everything about it is just awesome. When Dodge remade the Challenger, they did everything right with this. They really did. And then eventually they threw in a Hellcat engine, so you can't go wrong. The only fault I have to say is that the tires are not wide enough. They need to be 10 inches in the rear. Just like what they had for the Jeep SRTs, they need to be 10 inches in the rear. They shouldn't be 8s or 8.5s. I mean, these are 255s. These are just not enough in the rear, which are 8s. So that would be my only fault. But again, I understand what they were going for here as a burnout machine, and I can respect them for that. I really can. Otherwise, I'm in love with the vehicle, and it's definitely my and my wife's favorite vehicle to cruise around in our fleet when we get a free second. Very easy to get in and out, very easy to drive. Manual transmission is really nice. Clutch engagement is it's not as precise as the Corvette, and it's not as loose as the Camaro. It's a little bit in between, and that's honestly perfect. But your shifts here, your long shifts, are good. Fits the character of the car. Super notchy. Gearing is awesome. They're not super tall gears, so you can actually rev the car out and enjoy it. And it really makes for just an overall great driving experience for $20,000 to $25,000. Can't go wrong if you buy one of these. Can't go wrong with really any of the three cars that I bought for in between $15,000 to $25,000. They're really all great, and I won't fault you for buying either one of the three. But the Challenger holds a special place in my heart because it was one of those cars I saw as a child that I always wanted, and then when I was able to get it and match my 300 SRT, I felt pretty accomplished in life, and I absolutely love the vehicle. So with that being said, guys, like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.